got to the point, literally, it was so bad. I said to myself, literally, now I see why people kill themselves. I understood it. And when 99% of me was trying to take myself out, there was that 1% I kept feeding hope and hope and hope to. And that's why I launched this channel. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, is feeding, because if they're listening, they're alive. You're still here. So I have to do this in a way that I want to share encouragement. I want to share possibilities. I want to share hope. I would never be doing this. I'm about to jump on a podcast with somebody who almost killed himself, right? I'm standing in a chair, had the chain, everything go. I'd never be sitting here talking to you if I didn't go through what I went through. And in this conversation, who the hell knows who we're going to help? And that's when I hit rock bottom. And that's why I was contemplating suicide on a daily basis. So they're hearing from somebody, you and me both, who've been perhaps where they are. And I'm going to say this to them, to their face, is that there is hope for you. You have to understand, and you have to believe in the power of infinite possibilities. I'm just asking if you're willing to listen to it, because I know in my heart of hearts where I was, and I know that I cured suicidal depression. I didn't just get to the point where I just wasn't feeling bad, and so I was coping. I actually got to the point where I'm feeling amazing with 0% depression. Medical director, doctor, pill pusher says, what we're going to do is get you on some medication right away. Because what depression, getting to the root, curing depression, it's not a cure. He says, basically saying it's not a cure. The goal with depression is just to not feel bad. I'm going to get better. Anyway, what I'm saying to you is that the reason I believe I'm not experiencing any more depression at all is because the way I worked up here. I rewired this to the point where now I went from depression-free to depression-proof. How? Because of the fact of the work I've done, and understand that my brain, well, it's conditioned to a feeling. If you're drinking, smoking, porn, working, shopping, whatever you're doing as a habit, it becomes familiar. You keep going back to that familiar feeling to feed the brain the chemicals in the brain need that. So if you can have a pattern interruption, completely break that habit of being yourself, which I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza, the man who saved my life, then what happens is your brain is now rewired to the point where it's not going to need that feeling anymore. But it takes the work and effort. And that's where I feel like my disciplines come into play so heavily, by being consistent on a daily basis. So that's why I'm on the other side of it, how I did it. And I think the discipline that I put in play is actually what got me to be depression proof. So now my brain is now depression proof. And there's not a doctor, a therapist, a neurologist on this planet that could tell me any differently. That's what I did to my brain. And that's why I'm not experiencing any more depression.